Welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. We are continuing the Milady Aesthetics book in Chapter 3, Philosophy and Histology of the Skin, Skin Foundations. We will be reading from page 107 to 115. Keep in mind, I am not AI and mistakes will be made. Just laugh along with me. Let's get to it. Cell replacement. The body replaces billions of cells daily. The cells of organs such as the skin, heart, liver, and kidney are replaced every 6 to 9 months. Cells of the bones are replaced every 7 years. Unfortunately, elastin and collagen are not easily replaced by the body, and the skin does not regain its once pliable shape after being stretched or damaged by UV radiation and environmental pollution. However, research shows that certain skincare treatments and ingredients such as vitamin A, alpha hydroxy acids, which are called AHAs, alpha lipoic acid, and other growth factors stimulate skin cell turnover and reduce visible signs of aging. Regular cell turnover is necessary to keep skin healthy. Sun damage. The sun and ultraviolet UV electromagnetic radiation have the greatest impact on how our skin ages. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, ultraviolet radiation, UVR, is a proven carcinogen. UV exposure alters DNA and can cause skin cancer. Approximately 80 to 85% of our aging is caused by sun exposure. As we age, the collagen and elastin fibers in the skin naturally weaken. This weakening is accelerated when the skin is frequently exposed to ultraviolet radiation. UV reaches the skin in 3 different forms: UVA, UVB, and UVC. Each of the UV forms affect the skin at different levels. Cell damage is cumulative, and photo damage from the sun causes photoaging. Pigment dysfunction, wrinkles, sagging, collagen and elastin breakdown, and skin cancer results from exposure to UV radiation. UVA radiation, also known as aging rays, contributes up to 95% of the sun's UVR that reaches the Earth's surface. The longer wavelengths of UVA, 320 to 400 nanometers, penetrate deeper into the skin and cause genetic damage. And cell death. UVA weakens the skin's collagen and elastin fibers, causing wrinkling and sagging in the tissues. UVA can also penetrate glass and clouds. UVA is present all year and more prevalent than UVB. UVB radiation, also known as burning rays, causes burning of the skin as well as tanning, aging, and cancer. UVB wavelengths range between 290 and 320 nanometers. Although UVB penetration is shorter than and not as deep as UVA, these wavelengths are stronger and more damaging to the skin and can damage the eyes as well. On a positive note, UVB radiation contributes to the body's synthesis of vitamin D and other important minerals. UVC radiation has more energy than UVA or UVB. It reacts with the ozone high in our atmosphere and from human-made sources such as welding torches and UV sanitizing bulbs that kill bacteria and other germs. The effects of HEV light, high energy visibility light, is a new consideration when working on the skin, and questioning your client's exposure to this light is a valid inquiry during the consultation. Blue light from your TV, computer, and smartphone has this. HEV light is said to penetrate the skin more deeply, than UV rays and damage collagen, hyaluronic acid, and elastin. There's some evidence that the light may also worsen pigmentation problems such as melasma. Evidence tying it to skin cancers and deep wrinkles is scant. However, in part because the subject is too new for long-term study results to be available. Melanin is designed to help protect the skin from the sun's UV radiation, but melanin can be altered or destroyed when large frequent doses of UV are allowed to penetrate the skin. It is important that you advise your clients about the necessary precautions to take when they are exposed to the sun. Sun protection does more than protect the skin. It defends cells from radiation, cell death, tissue breakdown, and premature aging. In addition to taking sun protection precautions, clients should be advised to see a medical professional specializing in dermatology for regular skin checkups, especially if they detect any changes in the colorization, size, or shape of a mole. Home self-examination is an effective way to check for signs of potential skin cancer between scheduled medical visits. When performing a self-care exam, clients should be advised to check for any changes in existing moles and to pay attention to any new visible growth on the skin. Sun damage, skin cancer, and sunscreens are discussed further in Chapter 5, Skin Analysis, and in other chapters. Free radical damage. All cells in our body like to be in a state of homeostasis, from individual body systems to microscopic cells. Molecules are in balance when electrons are paired. Molecules may lose an electron due to damage from UV rays, the environment, poor nutrition, unhealthy lifestyle, or injuries. Inflammation creates free radicals. Free radicals speed the aging process and create an unhealthy state. Free radicals have an unbalanced electrical charge. They are unstable, and chain reactions of cellular destruction begin as they steal electrons from other molecules to try to put themselves back into a state of balance. These free radicals are reactive oxidants derived from reactions with oxygen molecules, searching the body for other electrons that will allow them to become stable. Neutral molecules again. Free radicals take electrons from compounds in the body such as proteins, lipids, and DNA. This process destabilizes and oxidizes the once healthy molecules and creates more free radicals. Free radicals are superoxidizers that not only cause an oxidation reaction, but also produce new free radicals in the process. The prevention of free radical formation is a critical process and a complex task that is necessary for cells to survive. Antioxidants are components that have an extra electron. Antioxidants are vital to neutralize this chain reaction by donating their electrons to stabilize the free radicals' electrons. Proteins, enzymes, vitamins, and metabolites are all antioxidants. Skin cells have built-in antioxidants to protect against sun damage, but their ability to protect cells deteriorates with sun exposure. The melanin pigment produced by tanning darkens the skin and absorbs UV radiation to help keep cells from being damaged. Skin health and the environment. While the sun may play the predominant role in how skin ages, changes in our environment also greatly influence this aging process. Pollutants in the air from factories, automobile exhaust, and even secondhand smoke can all influence the appearance and overall health of our skin. While these pollutants affect the surface appearance of the skin, they can also change the health of the underlying cells and tissues, thereby speeding up the aging process. Climate, humidity levels, and other environmental factors also affect the skin. Routine cleansing at night helps to remove the buildup of pollutants that have settled on the skin's surface throughout the day. Applying daily moisturizers, antioxidants, growth factor serums, peptides, sunscreen, and even foundation products help to protect the skin from airborne pollutants and the environment. Skin health and lifestyle choices. What we choose to put into our bodies significantly affects our overall health. The impact of poor choices can be seen most visibly on the skin. Smoking, drinking, drugs, and an unbalanced diet with heavy processed foods all greatly influence the aging process. It is the esthetician's responsibility to be aware of how these habits affect the skin, and during consultations to stress the benefits of good nutrition, exercise, balanced lifestyle, and stress reduction. Did you know? Many free radicals are related to the oxygen molecule and are byproducts of our use of oxygen in the energy cycle. In our bodies, free radicals cause the same type of oxidative damage that is observed as fruit decays and turns brown, or when a car rusts as the metal is exposed to oxygen. Our organs also experience damage over time from free radicals. Smoking and tobacco use not only may cause cancer, but are linked to the premature aging and wrinkling of the skin. Nicotine in tobacco causes contraction and weakening of the blood vessels and small capillaries that supply blood to the tissue, causing decreased circulation. Eventually, the tissues are deprived of essential oxygen, and the skin surface may appear yellowish or gray in color and can look dull. Lack of oxygen and nutrients accelerates skin aging. Did you know? By inhaling just one puff of one cigarette, we create 3 trillion free radicals in the lungs. Free radicals attack our cells and produce a tremendous inflammatory response. Figure 3-18, eccentric aging, shows a lady, if you're just listening, then it's probably a good idea to look at this picture. Water loss, sunlight, UVA, UVB rays, free radicals, toxin accumulation, HEV light, reduction in collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid, impaired cell renewal, and it's pointing to some wrinkles by her eyes, poor nutrition, pollution, and irritants. Using some prescription or illegal drugs also affects the skin. Certain drugs have been shown to interfere with the body's intake of oxygen, thus affecting healthy cell growth. Some drugs can even aggravate serious skin conditions such as acne. Other effects include dryness and allergic reactions on the skin surface. As more states move to legalize marijuana, the effects of inhaled cannabis should be a consideration in the skin's aging process as well. There may be documentation about the benefits of skincare containing cannabinoids. However, inhaling marijuana has a detrimental effect on the skin. There is a correlation between marijuana and testosterone that may cause increased acneic breakouts, as well as deprive the skin of needed oxygen, further breaking down collagen and elastin. Similarly, consuming alcohol has a damaging effect on the skin. Heavy or excessive intake of alcohol dilates the capillaries and other blood vessels. Over time, this consistent overdilation and weakening of the fragile capillary walls can cause them to expand and burst. This causes a consistent flushed appearance of the skin and red splotches in the whites of the eyes. Alcohol can also dehydrate the skin by drawing essential water out of the tissue, making the skin appear dull and dry. When dehydrated, skin is in an inflammatory state that also accelerates the aging process. Alcohol in excess results in a rapid and sustained increase in blood sugar, which causes inflammation and a glycation reaction. See details on glycation in the following section. In addition, alcohol is metabolized by the liver into chemicals that are toxic to cells. Both smoking and drinking contribute to the aging process on their own, but the combination of the two can be even more damaging to the tissues. The consistent dilation and contraction of the tiny capillaries and other blood vessels, as well as the consistent deprivation of oxygen and water to the tissues, quickly makes the skin appear lifeless and dull. It is very difficult for the skin to adjust and repair itself from this assault. Damage done by our habits can be hard to reverse or even diminish. Glycation. Recent research indicates that an eccentric part of the aging process involves damaged structures and tissues that gradually accumulate in the body through a destructive process called glycation, which is caused by an elevation in blood sugar. Glycation is the building of a protein molecule to a glucose molecule, resulting in the formation of damaged, non-functioning structure known as advanced glycation end products. Glycation alters protein structures and decreases biological activity. For example, glycation contributes to the aging skin, contributing to wrinkles and hyperpigmentation. Many age-related diseases such as arterial stiffening, cataracts, and neurological impairment are partially attributed to glycation. Scientists have established that anything that causes a rise in our blood sugar results in the inflammation on a cellular level. When blood sugar goes up rapidly and continually, the sugar can actually attach to the collagen in the skin, making it stiff and inflexible. This is glycation. When collagen is cross-linked by sugar, it leads to stiff and sagging skin. When blood sugar is elevated, we are in an inflammatory state. For example, lack of sleep elevates the hormone cortisol. On days we do not get enough sleep, we tend to crave carbohydrates because cortisol raises blood sugar and insulin levels, setting up this craving. Even though it is an essential hormone in the body, cortisol has many negative side effects in excess quantities. For example, it can break down muscle tissue, thin skin, decalcify bones, and elevate blood sugar. In summary, glycation is an unhealthy biological process for many reasons. A healthy lifestyle and a diet without excess sugar intake can help keep sugar levels balanced in the body. Aging skin and hormones. As we age, our skin changes significantly. This is partially because of the shifts in the hormone balance. Hormones are the internal messengers for most of the body's systems and are significant internal factors in the skin's appearance, strength, and health. Estrogen, which is present in both men and women, but is predominant in women, is a crucial hormone for good health and the appearance of skin. Estrogen is anti-inflammatory, an antioxidant, and a key factor in tissue repair. The hormone is also responsible for maintaining health in several areas such as coordination, balance, skin moisture, vision, bones, and the nervous system. Estrogen has even been linked to memory and emotions. Women's skin is continually in a state of change due to hormonal changes in the reproductive and endocrine systems. From puberty to pregnancy, to the postpartum period, to perimenopause, and to menopause, estrogen levels fluctuate. This affects skin's protective barrier, epithelial, external covering tissue, and dermis. As skin ages, capillary and other vascular walls begin to weaken. Lipids are reduced, the lymphatic system is less efficient, glands slow down, and there are fewer fibroblasts, thus affecting cells, collagen, and elastin. The skin thins, and collagen has less ability to respond to physical changes from aging and sun damage. As estrogen is depleted, skin begins to lose its tone. Reduced semiglycans means less moisture in the tissue. Keratinocytes are reduced. Slower cell mitosis. Melanocytes are reduced. Less productive pigment. And cellular exchanges are reduced. Testosterone levels become dominant as estrogen decreases, which can increase sebum production, pore size, and hair growth on the face. This helps explain why mature women may experience adult onset acne or facial hair growth. Microcirculation. Microcirculation is the circulation of blood from the heart to arterioles, small arteries, to capillaries, to venules, small veins, and then back to the heart. Hormonal change is one cause of the microcirculation. Problems common in mature skin. And figure 319, aging of the skin, shows layers of skin as they change, starting at 35 years, 40 years, to 55 years. The hyaluronic acid, collagen, and elastin. One such problem is cuperose skin or telangiectasia. What? The dilation of the capillary walls. As the endothelium wall of the capillary atrophies and loses its elasticity, the walls dilate and fill with blood, sometimes bursting. Other causes of vasodilation are heredity, alimentary, which is digestive problems, alcohol, smoking, sun damage, harsh cosmetics, trauma, pregnancy, excess localized heat, topical corticosteroids, inflammation, and heat-cold fluctuations. These could potentially lead to permanent distentation from the capillaries. Rosacea is a chronic vascular disorder characterized by varying degrees of skin redness and congestion of the skin. Acneic rosacea includes papules and pustules. In some cases, rosacea may be caused by parasitic microorganisms, which are mites. Skin disorders are discussed in Chapter 4, Disorders and Diseases of the Skin. Hormone replacement therapy. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT, is often suggested to balance estrogen for women experiencing menopause. However, some HRT may be linked to breast cancer. These therapies may be derived from animal-sourced estrogens or plant-sourced estrogens. Estrogens from plants are called phytoestrogens. They are about 200 to 400 times weaker than animal estrogens. Plants that provide phytoestrogens include Mexican wild yam, soybeans, red clover, sage, hops, black cohosh, flax, St. John's wort, licorice root, and butcher's broom. Choosing an HRT program should be done with the help of a medical professional. It is not within the scope of practice of an esthetician to make recommendations. In addition to hormone balancing, sustaining good nutrition, the use of good skincare products and treatments, exercise, and a positive outlook can help keep skin looking radiant at any age. Check in. How do the Langerhans cells, leukocytes, and T cells work to protect the body? Describe the difference between UVA wavelength, UVB wavelength, UVC wavelength, and HEV light and their effects on the skin. How do antioxidants stop free radical damage? What environmental influences affect skin health? What happens to the skin during the aging process? Competency progress. How are you doing with physiology and histology of the skin? Check off the Chapter 3 learning objectives below that you feel you have mastered. Leave unchecked those objectives you will need to return to. Describe why learning the physiology and histology of the skin makes you a better esthetician. Describe the attributes of healthy skin. Distinguish the 6 primary functions of the skin. Explain the function of each layer of the skin from the deepest to the surface. Identify a hair follicle as an appendage of the skin. Identify nails as an appendage of the skin. Describe the functions of the 2 types of nerves. Explain what is produced by the 2 types of glands on the skin. Distinguish the factors influencing skin health. And that'll do it for this video. That was page 107 through 115 in the Milady Aesthetics book. Check out my other videos. I am also reading the Nail and Foundations book by Milady and some other fun things. I appreciate you listening. I hope this was helpful to you. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.